You guys are watching episode 29 of Blood, Saint, and Beers. We're back yet again.
What up? Woo.
How's it going, Saint? How are you this
29.
week?
We're almost 30. I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
I am okay. I just woke up about an hour and a half ago because I'm on that terrible sleep schedule. You know,
Hey,
going to sleep
good
at
morning to you.
noon, waking up at 7. It's great.
We're on like opposite sleep schedules almost.
Yeah, I'm on the
cool.
opposite. Like if the sun is up, I'm asleep. That's how it's going right about now.
I'm actually like super adult schedule right now. Like I'm waking up at like 6:30 a.m.
Oh boy.
for work, you know, but like I'm actually like doing things before I go to work, which is really weird. Like I've never done that. But I don't know, I just started doing it. The people above me, they yell and scream a lot at like 3 a.m. So I tend to wake up pretty early.
You start yelling back.
Yeah.
Shut up, you damn kids.
Thanks for making sure I get up early. Thank you so much. So shout outs to my neighbors for really getting me on schedule. So that's been really cool. Love it.
So what time are you like going to sleep now if you're waking up at 6:30? Because that's always been things like I don't mind waking up early. It's actually like being up at like 10 a.m. to get stuff done in the middle of the day, but I can't go to sleep at like 10 p.m. to make that happen.
Usually I have really bad sleep problems, but I've been going to sleep at like 9:30, 10 p.m., which is crazy. But like around like 9 o'clock, I'm like, it feels like I've done a whole day of stuff. So I'm just going to lay down and then I just pass out.
Now you're getting old.
I know.
That's the way it goes.
Getting there. Yeah, that's what happens when you start getting close to 30. Just like this podcast.
Yep.
You're going to start getting sleepy. I wanted to start this podcast real quick.
Okay.
I was joking with you before, if we run out of content, we can do this, but I want to open this solo Denny's card pack that my mom gave me yesterday.
Listen, I'm not going to hold you back from achieving your dream, so you can go ahead and open that.
I could save it, and it could be worth something one day, but it's probably not going to be. But there are 2 cards and a coupon for Denny's.
Ooh, a whole coupon?
So we're going to do a live opening.
Okay, I was about to
I broke the seal.
I was going to look it up on eBay how much they're going for right now.
I broke the seal. Oh, the Denny's solo pack? Oh,
yeah.
Shit. They're probably worth something. Maybe.
Solo. Oh, okay. No, they're worth nothing.
They're worth $1 million. Yeah. All right. We got Therm Scissor Punch.
Oh, man, that's a username and a half right there.
I have never heard of that guy. Interesting. Oh, the backs make a picture. And then we got Val. It looks like a discount Sigourney Weaver. No clue who that is. And free premium craft pancake stack.
Oh boy. That's worth more than the cards.
Yeah, expires July 27th, 2018. Oh, never mind. All right. There you go. All done.
What a plot twist in that story. But
there it is.
You can get the whole shebang on eBay for like $6. You get all 12 cards and the coupons, it looks like.
Just all of them, everything. The whole
There's a 10% off, a 20% off, the free premium craft pancake stack that you got, and a $1 milkshake.
I'll have to thank my mom for the high value that she saved up for me.
It's so nice. Was that a little Easter present you got over the weekend?
Yeah, that's what I got. It's nice. The big gift that I got for Easter. Did you do anything for Easter? Is your family religious at all?
To a degree, it's less religion and just a chance to get together.
Dinner, stuff like that.
I got some candy. Got Reese's cups that had Reese's Pieces inside of them. Oh, so good.
I
can eat so many of those. I already had like 5, and I'm probably gonna have some more.
That's pretty bad, but Reese's is like my favorite. Like my favorite breakfast is just like peanut butter toast and then like a chocolate whey shake because it feels like I'm eating Reese's. I also got this chocolate, some dark chocolate.
I thought that was another foil pack.
I got more Star Wars cards here. I'm here all day, just opening Star Wars packs.
I remember, speaking of like peanut butter sandwiches and chocolate, I used to, instead of having like PB&J when I went to lunch, I'd have a peanut butter sandwich with crumbled up Hershey's in it. So it's peanut butter and chocolate sandwich. Oh, that's probably where I went wrong in life. It's just having those for lunch like every day.
Carbs for immediate energy. You know, when you're a kid, you need it. All you want. Your metabolism's so high, you might as well eat candy.
Might as well, you know, just all you can get, really.
Yeah, just use it.
But there's been some eventful news going on in the world. But the biggest thing I think coming up, well, besides Game of Thrones, which I'm pretty sure neither of us really watch and or care about at the moment. Maybe in the future we will. But Avengers Endgame comes out technically Thursday night. I think it had its premiere last night. So people have already seen it. The reviews are coming out. It sounds like it's pretty good, but kind of expected that with the last one.
Yeah.
And this one's going to be even better. Apparently 3 hours in length.
It's real long.
Yeah. I was hoping the last one was going to be 3 hours, so I was like, I don't want this to end. And it's like,
just like get as much of it as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked Infinity War. So I usually don't forgive movies for being that long, but Avengers, I'm usually like, let's just keep going and see where it goes.
Well, with Avengers specifically, it's like they have so many stories in the movie they need to tell, like all the character arcs. It's like, just take your time. Don't, like Avengers Age of Ultron, they messed up because they cut it down too much. It's like, you have this whole Thor part where he goes into this hot tub, which is never explained at all. And it's like all this stuff happens, and it's like they just cut that entire side quest out, except for the fact that he gets in the pool. And it's like, okay.
I never saw Age of Ultron, but yeah, I mean, as far as like Disney and Marvel goes, it's like, hey, if you want to make a really long movie and flesh out a lot of stuff, you kind of can do whatever you want, because people are going to go see it no matter what at this point.
It's one of those cases of make it as long as it needs to be, but it's still as short as possible. So if it needs to be 3 hours, make it 3 hours. Don't make it 3 hours for the sake of making it 3 hours and be like, oh, it's a really long movie, and then like you can cut half of it out, like the Hobbit movies.
I'm trying to figure out what is the longest theatrical released movie. Okay, Gone with the Wind was 238 minutes long.
Ooh,
originally.
God damn.
That's like
almost
what, 4 hours? Yeah. Jesus,
240 is 4 hours, so just under that.
God damn.
That's crazy.
Let's see. Is there anything more recent?
I mean, Lord of the Rings would have to be up there, I'm sure.
Lord of the Rings Return of the King 2003 was... Oh, hold on. This website's awful. And I'm awful. Yeah, Two Towers was 3 hours. Jeez. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah. Endgame, according to critics, is already a 97%, which is, you know, you can always trust critics on Rotten Tomatoes with everything.
They're always responsible and always non-biased.
They definitely don't get like the best treatment at the opening, you know, showing of a movie, and aren't expected to give a good review at all.
No, not at all.
Go see a movie. Yeah, it's just like, you know, if they want to stay in on the reviews and stay in on getting early access to the movies, it doesn't matter if they give it a bad review. They're usually really trustworthy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's cool. Yeah, but you know, I'll probably go see it like Saturday morning or something. Try to find some sort of like non-busy time. I don't know if that'll exist, but are you seeing it Friday?
That's my plan. So the last one, Infinity War, the first part, I saw at like 1 p.m. on Friday that day, and it was pretty decently packed, like 60% maybe. So it's like I figure if I go about the same time to the same theater, it'll be roughly the same, because that's like kids are still in school. Some of them might skip it if they're in high school, but for the most part, they're not going to be there. Parents are at work. Most of them would see it over the weekend anyway, so it's like I'm trying to do that, but I also I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but I have the charity event stuff starting on Friday, and to start that off, I'm doing a 48-hour stream starting that night. So it's like if I want to go at 1 p.m., then I have to wake up before then and then stay up until the start of my charity event, which is 8 p.m. And then from that point, go another 48 hours. It's like I gotta when I was planning this whole thing, I didn't really realize
I didn't take into account
that Infinity War was coming out like that day. I was like, oh, maybe I should have. Maybe I should have thought about this. But,
that's okay. Scheduling conflicts always happen. I was just an aside. I was gonna have a bunch of friends over on Saturday, and I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have some people over in my apartment." I haven't really had a shindig in my apartment yet, and I just totally forgot one of my best friends' bachelor parties was like all weekend this weekend. I was like, "Oh right, I'm gonna be just out in Florida all weekend." Shit.
Nice.
So I did text like 9 people, be like, "Hey, whoops."
Sorry, I can't hang out with you. I'm hanging out with other people this weekend instead.
Yeah, scheduling's hard, and I'm a good friend.
But with the Avengers approaching, do you have any final predictions of what you think may or may not happen? Any big twists?
Oh man, I think Ant-Man and Captain Marvel are gonna hook up, and
the classic combo.
Yeah, and Thanos is gonna be mad about it or something. Yeah, I just don't know. I have no clue. Like Thanos doesn't have the glove anymore, but he has the stones. Yeah,
he has the glove, but it's destroyed. I believe.
Okay.
Like it's. I think it's still usable, but it's pretty damaged, so it may be a little faulty. I think is just what's happening with it. So I don't know if it's one of those things. Well, he can. He's only at like 40% power now because of it, and he has to get it fixed or something like that. But we'll see.
So my prediction is some notable hero, not a side hero, like not somebody shitty who you don't care about.
So Black Widow.
Yeah. Yeah, the notable heroes. Somebody's going to sacrifice themselves in some conflict to get one of the stones from Thanos, and they're going to use that in some scrappy way to like go on some like suicide mission, Mass Effect 2 style, to like do a thing or change something in time that's going to like reverberate through everything, and then it's going to reset the whole Marvel universe in a really crazy way or something. And Deadpool's not going to be in it, unfortunately.
Out of the 3 franchises Fox acquired back, well, sort of more than that, but like, do you think we'll see Deadpool, Fantastic Four, or the X-Men in some capacity teased at the end? So they've kind of said X-Men is coming, but not for a long time. So I think if anything, we might see Fantastic Four kind of step in. Like maybe at the very end, like Reed Richards shows up. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And then
what's up, guys? It's your boy. Maybe not Fantastic Four, because I don't think anyone likes Fantastic Four. Unfortunately, I kind of like
not if you watch the movies, but as far as comics and stuff go, they are a pretty important part of that, and setting up a lot of future villains like Doctor Doom, Galactus, Silver Surfer.
Point.
Like they have a lot Silver that they could
pretty
bring
cool.
in. And
what does Silver Surfer do? He's like the guy who scouts places out for Galactus. Is that what he does?
Sort of. Originally he's in Infinity War, when Bruce Banner comes down to Earth and he's like, Thanos is coming. Originally, that's supposed to be Silver Surfer who comes and it's like, this badass guy is coming to kill everybody and save you. But he's cool. I think he might come down and be like, oh, Galactus is coming or something. Kind of throw back to that feature.
My God. I mean, I guess that would make the most sense. I don't know if Deadpool will actually be in it.
I can't see Deadpool showing up.
I feel like focus groups that Disney tested things with were like, I don't know who this Deadpool person is. I don't get it. He's all weird and this is stupid. Even though Deadpool would be like the best part of this Avengers movie, I think it would be great to just have like dicking around. But especially with like the implications of Thanos in the original comics.
Yeah,
like Thanos hated Deadpool because Thanos wanted to impress Lady Death, but Lady Death loved Deadpool. But that's a whole dynamic that's not in the movies.
Yeah, I just think the style of the Deadpool movies and the Avengers are too kind of different for them to put him straight into this. Like maybe in the future they'll kind of rework Deadpool to fit better. But he's also a character that breaks fourth walls and can literally just do whatever he wants. So who knows? Maybe they'll be like, you know what? Let's throw him in at the very end, like not the mid trailer, but or the mid-credit scene, but the final one, they're like, oh, Deadpool pops in.
They also did that one Deadpool kind of goofy trailer thing where Deadpool's walking in the suit like they are in the trailer for Endgame.
Oh, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, it was kind of a goof on like, hey, I'm not going to be in the movie. Whatever, I'm Deadpool. Blah, blah, blah.
I did see a Photoshop someone did. They put Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, where he's like the emo one. Tobey Maguire. They photoshopped him into one of the suits walking with them.
It's pretty good.
I was like, oh, man.
They should do that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man for whatever reason. What do you think is going to happen?
I think we'll definitely see, I don't know if death, but Iron Man and Captain America are not, to some degree, making it out of this movie. Either they'll be retired, crippled, or dead. And someone else will take
Cripples.
up, like, they've kind of set up Winter Soldier to take over Captain America as the role. That's what they do in the comics all the time. They just, all right, you're Captain America now. You go off and do this, or you're Spider-Man
now,
yeah,
or whatever, so to speak. Remember when Chris Evans tweeted that thing that was like, "It's been a good ride, everybody," and then Marvel was like, "No, shut the fuck up. What are you doing?" And Chris Evans was like,
Yeah.
It's fine. That doesn't spoil anything. I was just saying it's been a fun ride. We just finished filming or whatever." I'm like, Captain America probably dies.
Yeah.
Or something.
As far as the story, I mean,
actually a Nazi.
Yep. I mean,
because he did the Hail Hydra thing like a couple of years ago. Like Captain America was actually with Hydra the whole time.
Yeah.
You remember that?
It was a comic thing, like an alternate universe, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, was it?
I think so, yeah. But I mean, that's all the comics do. It's like, hey, what if Thor was a woman now? Right.
Yeah.
And then they do like 10 comics like that.
What if Superman was evil?
The story seems, for the most part, not, I won't say standard, but to some degree they go through the micro quantum realm with Ant-Man or whatever. Somehow that's going to do some time travel stuff so that they can stop Thanos to some degree. But I definitely think Captain America and Iron Man are not making this movie. Maybe Thor too. Thor might be gone. Because they kind of show one of the last trailers. They've put out more like TV spots I've stayed away from. But it shows those three walking up to Thanos. It's like they could like sacrifice. Like you see like the bottom half of them, but you can pretty much tell it's those three. It's like maybe they sacrifice themselves to take out Thanos or something like that. And I
mean,
I don't think we'll see any of the Fox franchises except for maybe a slight tease at the very end. Like Wolverine's not going to show up in the middle, but I hope Fantastic Four shows up.
I guess that makes
just for Doctor
sense.
Doom alone. He's
there's
a cool character. I like.
Sorry, I would love to see Doctor Doom. That would be like a legit, well done Doctor Doom with Disney money.
I want
that means
Michael Fassbender, the guy who plays Magneto.
Oh yeah,
as Doctor Doom. I think he would.
Yeah, he's basically Doctor Doom. He's basically plays that role.
Yeah, just swap him over. Because Doctor Doom could take on the role of like he's an anti-hero sort of. I mean, he does what he does to save the world practically. Like he wants to take over the world so that he can protect it. He's not really a villain, although he has villain tendencies. He just has a lot of cool things that he could bring to like the Marvel universe if they want to start exploring different paths. So
yeah. One person that just pops in my head for I don't even know why, who I think would play a good Doctor Doom is Mark Strong. Do you know who that is?
I've recognized the name, but let me.
You've definitely seen him. He's just iconic bald white guy. He's been in like Kingsman. And...
Oh, he was the bad guy in Shazam.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's a good actor. I like him. I think he would be decent in just some role, maybe a villain role. I always thought he would be a really good Agent 47 in like a movie because he just looks like goddamn Hitman. But
you know who'd make a better Agent 47? The Rock.
I mean, physically, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got the bald, you know.
He's got the bald.
That's all you need to be Agent 47.
I would watch that movie. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Well, Lone Magi brings up the question: is Loki really dead? Do you think Loki is coming back? The thing with time travel, if they wanted to, they could bring back Loki. They could go back and get Quicksilver from Age of Ultron. They've kind of hinted
time
that
travel.
if they're dead, they'll really be dead, and I hope that's the case. Unless they do a trade, like I said, if they sacrifice Captain America for Loki or something like that. Like, I died so these characters can come back. Like, you can't just bring back all these characters because you want to. I mean, you can, but I think there needs to be some weight to bringing a character back. Like, we had to give something up in return. But I think he'll stay dead. And I think that may be why Thor dies as well. It's like, okay, they can go and rest.
Because if you had time travel, man, I hate time travel in movies. It never makes sense. There's always a plot hole. You cannot have time travel without a plot hole. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even like Loki that much. So
I think
I don't know if the people
he's a good
like
character.
Loki.
I never got quite the hype for him. I mean, I know people like Tom Hiddleston and they find him attractive, but as a character, he wasn't. Yeah, there's a lot of fandom for him.
Okay.
I never thought the character really did anything super special to be like, oh my god, he's so great as this character. But it's a good portrayal of him. I don't have anything against him, but
yeah,
I want to put him in my top 10 Marvel characters.
Yeah, to me, he was always just kind of like, oh, he's a sniveling little shit villain. I don't know. And then he does like some like kind of okay stuff at some point. Yeah. Like I wouldn't suspect he's like the thing everything revolves around at one point in the story. Like, we gotta get Loki back. He's gonna do this. It's like, what is he gonna do? Was he gonna get punched in the face real hard? Like a dum-dum?
Well, I mean, what Marvel's really done with him is not too much, but if you go back to the comics or even just Norse mythology of what he could do, like turning into snakes or doing all this other crazy stuff with his powers.
Hijinks.
Yeah, they could make him really cool and show that off like they did for Thor Ragnarok. Like, oh,
like
Thor's
trick Thanos
got lightning powers and he didn't need his hammer after all, but Infinity War's like, you need a weapon.
Yeah, it's like, no, you still need some kind of weapon or something.
Yeah.
I'm the god of lightning and thunder. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. You need an axe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'll use my axe to not even hit like a critical point on the enemy.
Should have gone for the head.
Like, you should have gone for many things. Like, go for the arm or the head or the neck or just anything other than the middle of the chest.
After like Infinity War, I brought this up talking about it, but it was before we did the podcast. But in my theater for Infinity War, like during that whole part of the movie, it's like completely silent, like in the theater. And then when Thanos said you should have gone for the head, like one guy like 2 rows ahead of me just starts laughing. Like he just found it super funny.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like,
I wanted to say something like that too. And I was like, yeah, that's, if you got free shot with a crazy weapon, fucking head all day. What are you doing going for the chest? That's the romantic thing to do. That's the dramatic thing.
Yeah. But then like as soon as he snaps, it's like that guy that was laughing just like shut up. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Everyone in the theater, shut up now. If you have a crying baby, throw it.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't do that.
And then one more thing. Do you think people will leave this movie going, you know what? Black Widow and Hawkeye actually did something?
No.
Okay.
Because no. I like Black Widow.
I think my biggest problem
hot
with those two is Hawkeye legitimately actually like has really cool, not really abilities, but he's can hold up really well. But they just don't use him in the movies at all. And that's my biggest problem. Like, why is Hawkeye an Avenger? He just shoots a bow. It's like, if they actually showed you what he could do and like all the stuff from the comics or the cartoons or whatever, it's like, he's actually a badass that belongs. He's
actually crazy. Yeah. And Black Widow is also crazy in like melee stuff. I guess like espionage too. Is that her thing? Yeah.
And that's a spy.
You can't really use that.
Yeah.
It's like if you had a D&D campaign that was like level 30 and everyone was doing crazy spells and abilities, and then you just had like, oh, I'm the person who can do hand-to-hand combat good.
Well, it's also
really nothing else.
Every time like they're in a movie, they're going up against people who are significantly overpowered.
Gods.
It's like of course they can't do anything, or Black Widow can't do anything. She's not there to fight gods. It's like,
yeah, it's not her skill set, so it's like
if they do a Black Widow movie, it's like maybe they can show how badass she can be, because she won't be fighting Thanos, who could snap her with his pinky finger.
Yeah, it's like that whole problem with like you got to go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like the whole Thanos and Avengers thing, it gets bigger and bigger up to a point where it's like, oh well, some characters aren't fucking useful anymore. They're just kind of sitting around collecting a paycheck because you have fucking godlike entities that you have to deal with.
Like really, the only time Black Widow had an effective moment is in like, is it Iron Man 2 when she first shows up and like she's going down the hallway and just taking out everybody?
Yeah, she's like super badass and it's awesome.
And then like after that, she just gets beat up for every other movie. Like,
yeah, because she's just like a person. She's like a, just a really well trained human, not like Captain America who's roided up, or Thor who's a god, and it's just like Iron Man who's got the best technology known to man.
And you said you didn't see Age of Ultron, but they kind of give Hawkeye some moments. They don't really show off his powers, just like him as a person having some good moments. But I hope in this movie they at least, especially him coming back with his Ronin persona and like his family supposedly being gone, that he'll actually get a moment to shine. Because I think he's probably the most criminally underrated in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, he could murk somebody. Like, he was real fucking accurate and shit and super like physical. I'd be down to see him like do some shit to Thanos. Like when Thanos is like not equipped or something. Just like totally fucking him up.
A lot of people are on this meme bandwagon of Ant-Man going inside of Thanos' butt and then expanding so that he blows him up. Hawkeye could just shoot an arrow up there and like have it blow up. Like he could have that pinpoint accuracy, like, oh, Thanos bend over, whoop, there goes an arrow.
I mean, he could. He really could just shoot an arrow up his butt. Does Thanos have a butthole?
That's a good question. We don't know. We don't know his anatomy.
What's his race? Does he have a dick?
But they did in Civil War, they did the famous thing from like the comics and the cartoons of putting Ant-Man on one of his arrows and shooting it. Like, just put him on one of his arrows again, shoot it at Thanos' butt. There you go. The classic team up is back again.
They have to do something with Ant-Man like that. Where it's like to use Ant-Man creatively, not up a butt, but like creatively use Ant-Man to send him somewhere.
I could see them having Ant-Man like crawl inside the glove.
The glove,
and then expand so it like pops off. I could see that happening,
break it off or something.
I don't see him going
Thanos
inside
looks down at Ant-Man. Thanos is like, "You should have gone in my head.
You should have gone in my butt.
You should have gone for the butt." That's the official prediction. Thanos will say, "You should have gone for the butt."
And then the whole theater will just be like, "Yeah."
It's like, "Yes, thank you." And then Deadpool shows up and he's gonna be like, "You should have gone for the butt." That's who's gonna say it.
Or do you think Ant-Man will do that and then take off his mask and he'll be Deadpool in disguise the whole time?
Oh my jeez.
There we go.
That'll raise so many questions and controversies, and then it'll actually be explained by many YouTube video essays on why that actually makes sense. I'm having some chocolate.
I can't wait for the millions of videos. Here's 25 Easter eggs you didn't know were Infinity War.
Didn't know.
With giant red circles and arrows that point to absolutely nothing.
There's like a circle on like some water. There's just
on Thanos' butt. Nice red circle.
5 things you didn't know about where they should have shot Ant-Man. His butt, number 1. Number 2, his butt.
But winding down this topic, Avengers has partnered up with Fortnite once again for another crossover event. So if you're a Fortnite fan, hey, Thanos is back, I guess. He's gonna have Ant-Man in his butt or something.
I mean, that looked pretty cool the first time Fortnite did it. It's just like, I don't know how it works, but like some person gets to control Thanos for a second. Yeah. And he's like super powerful. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I don't know if they're doing anything different with this one. I just saw that it was announced. But maybe it's like this time everyone just kills Thanos instead. Like it's the verse. It's it's a curse. Like one person randomly gets to play as Thanos, and they're super overpowered initially, and then over time they start losing power. That'd be kind of cool.
Like, ooh, do you? Sorry, go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say. You surprised me so much with that enthusiasm. I
was gonna say, do you think there will be a
don't.
Fortnite reference in Avengers?
No, I hope not.
There's gonna be a llama on a poster in that background. I don't know. That didn't occur to me, but it's totally possible.
They're just gonna have all the people coming back from the snap, like the reverse dusting, and then like in the distance, you're just gonna see Ninja appear, and he's gonna be flossing.
He's gonna be asking Thanos to floss in Times Square. And Thanos is gonna be so confused, and that's the moment that Ant-Man is shot his butt, because Ninja's distracting him with Fortnite dances.
That would be crazy, and I hope it doesn't happen.
Too bad. I wrote it. They changed it already. Did you hear like there was like news articles about Epic overworking their staff and stuff? Are you okay?
I'm good.
Are you dying?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Cool. We're all dying. But yeah, there was some article. I can't remember where it was. I was trying to find it, but oh yeah, I wonder if Stan Lee will be in.
Oh yeah, they'll have a cameo for him.
Do they just? I wonder if like when he was on the way out, if they just filmed like 30 green screen.
They pretty much confirmed that's what they did. I think they have one for this movie, and they have one for Spider-Man: Far From Home. I think they have been confirmed for having cameos.
That's using your noggin. Whoever was on top of that.
All right, new theory. Ant-Man goes inside Thanos' butt, pops out, takes off the mask. It's Deadpool. Deadpool takes off his mask. It's Stanley. He says, "Gotcha." And then
Stanley takes off his mask. It fades to black, and then credits roll. Post credits, Stanley takes off the mask. It's Thanos. He never died.
Oh shit!
So no one knows what happened. So yeah.
You know what I would like to see?
That
is at the end of the movie. This is actually just part 2, and the final, like the credit teaser, is just announcing the third movie. Just be like,
it's a trilogy.
Yeah. Like
Star Wars Episode 9.
They give you the like a new trailer for like Episode 3 coming next year. Get pranked.
They should do we're actually doing Avengers Episode 6 next. This was actually 4, 5, and 6, and then they're going to do the prequels like Star Wars did.
We'll call it The Rise of Thanos.
The Rise of Thanos Walker. Yeah, that'd be pretty it's like so dumb it could be true. I don't know. But yeah.
Speaking of time travel, that's going to happen in this movie.
You read my mind.
Mortal Kombat 11 apparently has some time travel shenanigans going on, and people are not happy. Well, they're not happy about many things in Mortal Kombat 11, but
nobody's happy ever, really, if we're just be frank about it. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 came out, in case anyone hadn't noticed. And there's a story mode, and I guess there are multiple endings to the story mode depending on which character you pick. They have a different kind of it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a slideshow ending, but it's like the images are like kind of moving kind of endings for every character. So it's not fully animated, but Jax's ending ends with I mean, I guess it's spoilers, but like it's Jax's ending amongst many endings. But he goes back in time and he frees the slaves.
Yeah, he stops the transatlantic slave trade, which is caused some controversy, and not just because he freed the slaves. No one really cares about that. But from what I can gather, people dug back through the Mortal Kombat universe, which I'm not familiar with, and they're like, well, this character's been using slaves for thousands of years of all kinds, and Jax goes back to free just the black slaves. And people are like, that's kind of racist that he didn't go back and free all the slaves. But it's like,
there are a lot of slaves in Mortal Kombat, I guess. Sure.
Also, I don't know how he stops the slave trade as just one person, but
he did it. I don't know.
He showed back up and he's
dumb.
like, no, you can't do this. And they're like, all right, we'll do something else now.
I was watching the end cutscene and it was really weird because Jax was like, Raiden said I can't go back and change too much. And it's like, if you're a god and you have the time travel thing, there's a human, you should be like, we can't change anything. Do you know what happens when like time travel shit changes stuff? Like huge paradoxes. But apparently Raiden's just like, yeah, it's fine. Just don't go too crazy, okay? Here are the keys.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It seems like
I
a big problem
seems
because
like
I don't know how the rest of history would play out. How would America really get built? Because they
you think
pretty
Jax
much
would
use
just
slaves for that.
disappear? Like that would be the big problem. Like, wouldn't Jax disappear at that point? Because something along that timeline would change the events, and then Jax might not be.
I'm sure they make the
born or
case
something.
that everyone still exists. They just have a different past. Somehow
Oh, okay.
the ancestors still met not the same way, but they still met together and had kids.
That's that time travel fuckery.
Yeah, it's
That
you got to
comes up.
suspend some sort of disbelief. But yeah.
But yeah, I watched it and I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. Jax was like, if I could change one thing, I don't want to just help myself. I'm gonna go help all the people who didn't get like a better chance in life. So I'm gonna stop slavery. I'm like, okay, yeah, slavery's bad. Yes, true. But again, like you said, in Mortal Kombat, people brought up, it's like, yo, there are hella slaves of all types in Mortal Kombat. Like, you just look in the background of any Mortal Kombat stage, yeah, there's some slaves pushing a lever or something, a wheel. I don't know. It's a dumb thing to be angry about, anyways.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, well, this seems kind of dumb, and then to actually be angry about it is another thing entirely. But I think the bigger deal with Mortal Kombat 11 and the outcries is the microtransactions that have been pushed. From what I can tell, it's all cosmetic at the moment, but it's still pretty outrageous, the amount of grinding and randomness that entails.
Yeah.
There's multiple types of currency, which is always just a red flag.
Yeah, so the way the crypt usually works in like past games, I can't remember with Mortal Kombat 10, but the crypt is where you go to get like your chests to unlock for the cosmetics or whatever. But in past Mortal Kombats, the crypt had like definite chests or locations for certain cosmetics or fatalities or costumes. But in this crypt, it's all random. Every chest, it's like you find a chest and you might get what you want. And then there's like better chests that have rare items, but you might not still get what you want. Like there's no definite path. So that encourages maybe you want to buy some extra, like you don't know when you're going to get this fatality for this character you like. So you might want to buy some whatever coins. And then there's also the easy fatality coins. I think they're the same as Mortal Kombat 10, where you can do easy fatalities by just pressing one button, but they're limited, and you can get more in the crypt, or you can buy them on the store for real money. So that's always iffy because it's just like putting in easy fatalities, like just taking that button input and charging money for it. That's just really weird.
Yeah, but it's people are going to do it because they're lazy and don't feel like learning the
Yeah.
fatalities. But
I feel like there should be a different process for easy fatalities. Like, oh, hey, if you mastered it, like if you did it enough times, now it's just free. I feel like that'd be cooler or something. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't change like actual combos. Like if it's like, oh, you get easy combo coins that you can use in a match like that. That's entirely different. For me, it's like I get the outrage because it's kind of dumb. You can't get the cosmetics you want. Yet some of them it looks like you have to grind in order to get, like you have to do 50 uppercuts or something to unlock a certain area where you can go and unlock chests.
Yeah, now they're just behind coin walls apparently.
Yeah,
I think I could be wrong on that, but
it sucks. But at the same time, it's all cosmetic, right?
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, I can't really be that upset. It's like, if I really want that skin, maybe I'll just pay for it. But I don't know if you can straight up, like if you buy stuff with your own money, if you just buy the coins, or if you can buy individual things. It's probably just buy the coins. That's probably the problem.
I can't say for sure, but I would guess it's just buy the coins.
Yeah, that's kind of an issue as well. It's like,
I think that's how their last one was, Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, I never really checked out the microtransactions in X. I only played a little bit, but I do plan on playing the story next month.
Yeah,
and I'll be super lost because I don't know much about the story in any Mortal Kombat game. So
story's all crap. Like the Mortal Kombat storyline is just like crazy. It's like wrestling storylines. It's just like it doesn't matter. None of it ever matters. You can just kind of pick up wherever and be like, okay, this is the storyline now. Because in Mortal Kombat, people are always dying, but they always need to come back. So it's just like, I don't know. It's unfortunate with the microtransactions though, because it reminds me a lot of Star Wars Battlefront 2. I guess the first one, where it's like you pay for the full game, and then not only are you unlocking star cards, which are like have a gameplay effect. Luckily, Mortal Kombat doesn't have that, but there's star cards, but there's also the cosmetics cost credits that you can unlock over time. It takes forever, but like it's like I just want like this appearance on this face for this class or whatever, but I gotta spend like all these credits, or I can just buy the credits. And it's just like when it comes to cosmetics, it's like, yeah, you can spend time and get it, but if I spent money on the full game, then that kind of changes the feeling towards it. It's like if it was a free game, then yeah, I could see spending money.
Yeah,
whatever cosmetics. But because I bought the game, like I would like a more like predetermined path to be like, yeah, I can earn that skin. Like I know a way to get that skin. That's always nice instead of gambling, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be in fighting games, like you'd buy the game and then you'd go through the process of unlocking either skins or actual just characters by doing certain things, and that was the way it was. Just kind of the way it should be if you buy a full game. Like, oh, you can unlock this stuff, you don't have it right away, but you got to put in a little bit of time. Like Super Smash Brothers, you got to play for however long, 30 minutes or whatever, 10-minute trick, and then reset your console to get a new character unlocked and stuff like that. But it's like,
I miss just unlocking things in games with gameplay. There's no microtransactions. There's just secrets in the game. You just unlock them. That's pretty cool.
To an extent, I do, but I feel like the ones that you can unlock, stuff that you can unlock now, usually requires such a high level of playing or grinding or doing something you really don't want to do, where it's like, I would rather just pay for this.
Yeah, and I guess it's like that because like there are no secrets because the internet exists. So it's like, oh, well, the secrets now have to be challenges. So I guess it's just a different time.
Back in the day, it's like, oh, how do I unlock Mewtwo in Super Smash Brothers? Oh, you have to play 1,000 matches. You go look it up Google. It's like 1,000 matches on this forum board. It's like, okay, I'll go see if this works or whatever.
I'll leave my GameCube on forever. Just like playing X amount of time, some hours. If you want to play a real good Mortal Kombat game that isn't Mortal Kombat 11, you should pick up Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, which is not a fighting game at all, but is a co-op, like run around beat 'em up game with Liu Kang and Kung Lao. It's a fucking awesome co-op game. I was just watching some old videos of Shaolin Monks, and I was like, oh yeah, this game's awesome. It's just like God of War, but 2-player, but your Mortal Kombat characters.
Is it super cheesy? Is it bad? Every time I hear about Shaolin Monks, I just think about the movie Shaolin Soccer, which is completely
Kung Fu Soccer.
Completely ridiculous. Is it Shaolin? Yeah, I think it's Shaolin Soccer.
Same guy who did Kung Fu Hustle. It is Shaolin Soccer. You're right.
I just think of that
movie. Those movies
like,
are so good.
I can't separate the two. It's like if I hear about Shaolin Monks in any, I'm just like Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah, Stephen Chow movies. So good.
But
love Stephen Chow.
Speaking of grinding in games, Doom and I guess id Software and kind of Bethesda announced their Slayers Club for Doom, which is a program you can join, kind of celebrating the 25-year anniversary of Doom, where you can participate in challenges in game, and you can earn points through their site to unlock giveaways, promotions, exclusive skins, bonus features for Doom Eternal coming up, and all this stuff. And the first challenge they put out is the community has to get 30 million glory kills.
Oh my god.
So they're really pushing for people to play Doom over and over and over in preparation of this. Because if you go to their site and look at what gives you points, so it's like the ranks for the most part take like 1,000 points to level up. You can get up to rank 15 at 13,000. It's the highest one. You start off at rank 1 with 20 points, but it's like daily logins. That's 1 point. Viewing a giveaway, 5 points. Reading an article, 5 points. Watching a video, 5 points. Connecting to Discord, 15. And like the highest ones you can do are 20 points. Recruit a friend, 20 points. Submit fan content, 20 points. So it's like...
Yeah, there's a lot of daily stuff too. Visit a Doom forum, 5 points daily.
It's like...
I like stuff like this. It's pretty cool.
You have to put in a lot of time to get up to like those higher ranks to effectively get anything. I'm sure the lower ones will have some stuff, but it's like if you want those really cool exclusive skins for Doom Eternal, you're gonna have to be rank 13 and stuff like that.
13,000 points for Doom Slayer rank, the 15th rank.
So
Jesus,
I don't have a problem with Doom, but it's like God, it's like
it's a lot of Doom.
That's a lot of Doom.
I'm generally a fan of anything like this. Like back in when Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst was still live, which is the PC version of Phantasy Star Online that was out in like 2002, 2003. I can't really remember. Actually, I think it was more like 2012. But they did stuff like this where it was like, can your guild get like this many points? And they had like guild rankings for like turning in rare items, or they were like tracking all players doing a certain like event they just put in the game. I like stuff like this. So that's a clever way of building some hype for Doom Eternal. Pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. It's just looking at him like this requires a lot of time and effort that I know I don't have. So I'm not even really going to bother signing up. So it'll just be an empty account.
You clearly don't play current WoW because it's basically the same goddamn thing. Just log in every day and don't do anything, and then you get progress.
This just reminds me of the old Nintendo Club that they had, where if you bought a game, you'd put in the code and get points, and then you got so many points, you get like the gold tier or whatever, and they'd send you out like a little package at the end of the year. It's like I actually got one of those packages.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I got like a Zelda orchestra soundtrack and some other stuff one year. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I never bought any more games, so I just couldn't do anything with it. And you know the next year they shut it down, so I was like, well, shit.
Rip. You know what that reminds me of?
No.
My dad. It reminds me of my dad. Oh. Yeah, definitely. My dad smoked so many Marlboro cigarettes. They used to have a rewards program where you would like cut out the barcode or like the little point thing on the cigarette carton boxes, whatever, and you would send them in for like prizes, like t-shirts and like duffel bags, lighters, stuff like that. And we had like, my dad had a lot. Like he smoked probably like 2 to 3 packs a day, so he had a lot of stuff. We had Marlboro shirts. It was really fucked up. Like thinking back on it, just like polo shirts with embroidered Marlboro on it. They look pretty cool. There were like black shirts with like black and white things on them. I was like, cool.
Yeah, and, my family did the whole Coke rewards when that was still big and did everything. Actually, I got my Wii from them doing Coke rewards.
Really?
I was surprised they had so many points. They're like, all right, well, here you go. Here's a Wii for your birthday. We got basically for free.
That's sick.
And then like they never had any more big prizes after that, so they just got like Amazon gift cards, like $10 Amazon gift cards at a time. Like, all right, we got 3 more.
Damn.
Yeah.
They probably realized they were losing too much giving away Nintendo Wiis.
Well, they're giving like TVs away and stuff like that.
Jesus. It was a good year for Coke.
Yeah, I never really logged in, so I don't know. I don't remember if it was like a bid system or if it was just like a straight giveaway. You enter giveaways, or if it was like, well, now you have 5,000 points, you can get this. I think at first it was like that, like, oh, you have 25,000 points, you can redeem a TV, and then it went to like a bid system, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what most of those were like. They could have been bid systems. That would make more sense.
And then another story about giveaways. At my last job when I worked at UPS, they it was like Mountain Dew and Doritos, I think, were giving away Xboxes. Like you would get codes from them and get enough points, and then you'd go on their site and you would put in a bid for whatever for the Xboxes. And we had people that would do that every day. Like they'd go around and like, oh, you had a Mountain Dew for lunch. You give me your code and whatever. And like 5 people at my work got those. Like they went to Walmart and bought like 100 bags of Doritos.
Oh my God.
And effectively, one guy was doing it so much, he was selling consoles to other coworkers. He's like, all right, if you want this Xbox One X, that's usually like $400, I'll sell it to you for 200. Because it's only going to cost me 100 to get all the codes. So like, he was making money for a week. Like,
it's like, this is my hobby now.
Yeah.
Reselling Doritos and Xboxes.
It was crazy. I was like, God damn. Like if I wanted an Xbox, I could have got one for like $200, but I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, anytime somebody does a system like that, there are always people who like figure it out.
Yep.
And they make a profit off it. And that's pretty cool. It's kind of like an interesting kind of science to all that.
I always figured like for like basically you'd break even. Like if you bought enough codes to where you would get it, like you'd basically just break even and you just end up having tons of Mountain Dew and Doritos left over. He was also like, after the month was over, he's like, does anybody want any Doritos? I got like a house full of them.
You need to take these Doritos, please. I'm not even going to charge you for them anymore. I guess, yeah, that makes sense because those contests are under the implication that people won't fucking play them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just be buying them anyways. So when somebody does start playing it, they're like, oh shit, here's your Xbox. That's interesting. Well, speaking of Doritos, Will Smith is making a new movie. I'll figure it out. The segue. Did you know segue is spelled a certain way? Spell segue how you think it's spelled.
Segway. Segway?
It's incorrect. In fact, it's not even one word. It's 2 words.
Is there spelled a dash?
No, it's spelled Segue. And seg is actually the meaning of smoothly transitioning to something. Segue is the phrase.
So,
strangely enough, it's not the little thing you ride into the next conversation.
Segway is the brand of the scooter thing that you ride.
Oh, it's like a Kleenex situation. Like it's the name of the brand, not necessarily the thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the models are called Segway whatever model, but it's like the Tesla Model 3 or whatever. It's like that's just the brand. That's probably why people like myself don't spell the word segue, meaning the transition.
No. I learned that just today, actually.
Yeah.
But anyways, Will Smith is making a movie, and I saw this trailer, Gemini Man, and it's just the most generic like thing you could see somebody explaining this trailer, and you think it's a joke, but it's not. It's a movie about Will Smith, old Will Smith, tracking down some guy who like knows all his moves, and he doesn't know why he knows all his moves, but he's like just like him. And he tracks him down, and you know who it is? It's awkward young CGI looking Will Smith.
So I think it's actually the opposite of that. I think what I gathered from the trailer, it's they take old Will Smith and they take part of him, his DNA, whatever. They make a younger version of him, and then they send the young soldier. Yeah, they send the young version out to go kill old Will Smith to replace him or whatever.
And young, weird-looking CGI Will Smith is the one saying, "Who's this guy who knows all my moves?"
Yeah,
and it's the guy who's filming it is trying to get it to be shown in 4K 120 FPS in theaters, which won't work, by the way.
I believe
he might get high frame rate.
I believe Ang Lee has put out other movies like this before, if I'm not mistaken. There's like the Hobbit movies, I believe, had higher frame rate as well. I don't know if it was 120, but
they were 50, I want to say.
Yeah, movies are shot at a lower frame rate for a reason.
24 frames per second.
Yeah, it's because that's what they look good at. Anything over that, it becomes really, really weird.
It looks just too clean and surgical. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't look good. There's a lot of like research behind it and like why that happens. I think just condensed what people have kind of summarized is that the lower frame rate, it has that cinematic look because it doesn't look choppy, but it lets your brain kind of fill in the empty spaces, and it makes that kind of like fantasy looking to your brain without looking too clean or surgical or realistic. But it didn't turn out that way, or it didn't start out that way. The 24 FPS was just like technical standard, like way back in the day. That was like the limit of what they could do, and it just turned out like as time went on, they're like, oh no, 24 FPS is perfect. Like let's just keep it that way.
Yeah,
And
it's
like
one of those
that for
things
a
like
while.
the 29.97 FPS instead of just the 30 is an old standard because they had to offset like the audio and the video by 3/10 or yeah 3/100ths of a frame.
Yeah.
Because it was
Something
causing like distortion between them, so they just offset the audio and video by 3/100ths of a frame, and then that just became the industry standard.
Yeah,
so I feel
weird
like
stuff.
Go to render something, it's like use 29.97 instead of 30. It seems really weird if you don't know.
You always see that
yeah.
option, and you're like, interesting. It's
Like,
also there for like 59 point whatever.
94. Yeah.
So yeah, high frame rate. Like The Hobbit did it, and it looked like people said like this doesn't look right. It looks like a soap opera, which looks awful. But yeah, I thought that was notable and interesting, and also it's a schlocky sci-fi Will Smith movie, like After Earth. So I can't wait.
It's kind of weird that they're not having the young Will Smith played by Jaden.
Yeah,
like I guess
young
Will Smith is just
so
like, all right, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I'll do it myself. I'll get CGI people on it, and it looks real bad.
But Ang Lee, the director of this movie, his track history is so weird. Because when I see Ang Lee's name, I just think of the Hulk from 2003 movie.
Oh
God, Ang Lee's Hulk.
Is that Ed Norton?
No, it's the one before that.
Oh, it's the weird one before the Ed Norton.
It's the one with like the comic book cuts and stuff. On the desert. But he's also done Life of Pi, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Brokeback Mountain. Like he's all over the place in terms of genres.
He is all over the place. Life of Pi, Gemini Man, of course.
Very weird track history, but yeah, anytime I see his name, I don't think of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or Brokeback Mountain. I just think of the Hulk. I was like, this looks kind of hulky. Watching the Gemini trailer, I was like, it. There's moments when like there's like police or government or whatever. I'm like, are they going after the Hulk or not?
They're going for a real Hulk 2003 vibe right here. That's an interesting take. And I did not remember that movie existed until just now.
Yeah, I try to forget about it, but if I see Ang Lee's name, it's just like because they broadcast like this is Ang Lee's Hulk. This is his movie, and then it's like, well, this movie sucks. So anytime I see his name now, I'm just like, Hulk.
Yeah, I wonder how like these directors land these movies that are just so different, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, to Hulk, to Brokeback Mountain, and he's done some other like stuff that's less notable. But like, is there like a Craigslist for directors in Hollywood where he's just like, hi, I did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I can't get work. Are you looking for a somewhat competent director?
Oh, you want me to direct the Hulk movie? Sure. I love the Hulk.
Yeah, it's great. I did action in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, so I'll do Hulk now.
I will.
Brokeback Mountain? Yeah, I did manly stuff with Hulk and stuff.
I will say, going back to the trailer, the two things that stood out the most to me were Forever Young and the background as their song of choice. Terribly covered.
Oh, yeah.
Just really awful.
It's like a vocoder saying Forever Young.
Yeah. They really hint at the fact that it's a young Will Smith. I mean, young Will Smith looks pretty good de-aged. Like,
I thought it looked real weird, but
I think
that's just me.
in the trailer, it looks okay. When he's like crying and stuff, it looks a little overdone. But the poster, when you see them side by side, I saw it on Reddit, like the first poster for it. Them side by side, it looks really weird because like they're what's this area? I can't think. Your forehead.
Your head.
Like the curve of their forehead's like different, and like their jaw lines are completely different. It's like he's at that point in his age where that should be kind of finalized for the most part. So it's like them having different head shapes. Like it's not really going to be that drastic of a change. So them side by side, it looks really weird.
Yeah, that doesn't change much once you're like early 20s or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess he's like a teenager.
You can get wrinkles and like, I mean, I guess if something happens accidentally, like you can lose.
I guess so.
If it gets beat up enough or you get in a car accident or something, it'll change obviously. But just from age, it's not gonna.
Oh my god,
it's gonna change. Yeah, it's.
I was thinking of something.
I don't know.
I can't remember what I was gonna say, but yeah, that's a movie. That's the movie I found, and it looks pretty. It looks like a Netflix movie, straight to Netflix type dealio. But Ang Lee's gonna try to get in theaters, so that's funny.
I'm probably not the only one thinking this, but I'm just over Will Smith in movies.
What? You're not gonna see Aladdin?
Like he's Suicide Squad. It was still pretty recent. Aladdin doesn't look that great. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Like this movie looks meh. He had the whole YouTube rewind thing. I'm just kind of over Will Smith.
He's just so charismatic. People are just gonna put him in stuff. It's actually crazy how busy he is nowadays.
I mean, I don't mind him as a person. You know, I like a lot of his older
he's
movies,
great.
Bad Boys, Men in Black, even I Am Legend's pretty alright until the end.
I've never seen it. I still need. That's on my list of things I need to watch. I Am Legend.
No, Fresh Prince. It's like I like a lot of his older work, but it's like nowadays I'm just like, man, just take a break.
They should do a new Ghostbusters movie and put Will Smith, The Rock, Kevin Hart. Who else is an actor?
But you'd have to have one white guy to balance it.
Oh, I got it.
Jack Black,
Thor,
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Put them as the Ghostbusters. Oh, wait, Chris Hemsworth was already in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he was already in one before. Slap Jack Black in there. Fuck it.
Yeah, all right, Jack Black and Kyle Gass have 5 Ghostbusters.
3 of those were already in Jumanji together, so
you got that
right. You got that going for you. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Gemini Man will be good. Maybe a different trailer will show in a better light, but it looks pretty generic, I think. And
yeah, I hope it's terrible, so I can get great enjoyment out of it. Yeah, I hope he's in the new Men in Black movie as well.
I actually wasn't going to watch this trailer at all because I was like, oh, it's a movie coming out called Gemini Man with Will Smith. Like, okay, fine. And then you linked the trailer to me.
And then it was still just as bad.
I guess I got to watch it now. So, yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
But I linked you in response to something I found, which I think was it's an interesting topic. The AI-generated death metal YouTube channel that 24/7 live streams completely AI-generated death metal. It's a cool project. I don't think it sounds good, even as someone who somewhat likes death metal to some degree.
Yeah, I like death metal, and it doesn't sound good.
I hope this continues just from a technical standpoint, but it's put together by 2 Berklee College of Music graduates, and it's inspired by Archspire's Relentless Mutation record. It's kind of their basis for it. They said they chose that source because whatever program they're using or however they coded it, it seems to understand that the best out of any music they've chosen. It's kind of weird when you listen to it, like how is this learning? How's it putting together all this stuff?
That would be interesting. Like if they did a video on like this is how we deduced all this and
They kind of
put it
offer an
together.
explanation, but it doesn't really like listening to it and then reading it. It's like, is this really what it's doing? But it says it generates what it thinks it hears and tunes itself until it begins to imitate the sounds from the original album. Then it randomly stitches the audio together, refills the buffer, and streams it with their codec on repeat. So it's basically just like stitching parts of that audio together that they think fit, and then like listening back to it and then stitching other parts together. So it's basically just like cutting and pasting stuff together over and over and over again. So it's getting like certain riffs, making its own, and then using that, like cutting the middle out of that somehow, and then going over. I think to some degree, but if you listen to it, it's just a mess of just blast beats and like inhaled vocals.
Yeah, it literally just sounds like a death metal garage band jamming, like as fast as possible, just nonstop.
I'd really
and
like
then cutting off at the exact same time.
I'd really like to hear this without the vocals on it. The instrument stuff, that part's interesting to me, but
yeah, musically it sounds fine. I'm listening to it right now. I'll link it in the chat, or I think this is the right one.
Yeah, probably if it's Relentless Doppelganger and then whatever. Yeah. Just the vocals itself, it's like cutting and pasting vocals together just almost never sounds right.
It just doesn't sound right.
Especially when you do death metal like inhales and stuff. It's like, ooh, this is bad. It's that takes away from a lot of the potential musical part of it. I'd also like to see this with other genres of music, like like an EDM. AI.
That'd be so much easier to EDM because it. You know what? This works well with the music part. The vocals, yeah, it's really doesn't seem right, but the music makes sense because when you're recording death metal music, anyways, you're like hard cutting a lot of the like guitars and drums and just repeating them, and like it's already like death metal is already like really finely spliced together, so it makes sense. Yeah, you could do that with electronic music too. Probably. There's probably people who do that to like try to come up with, I don't know, ideas.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
It's interesting. I hope it continues and there's more work put into it. And maybe other people step up and do their own take on it. But it's just a little story I stumbled across. It's like, huh.
Yeah, machine learning's crazy and kind of scary at the same time.
Yeah, I was watching. Somebody posted one of Tesla's full autopiloted drives, like a clip of it.
Oh.
Of like the user not touching the steering wheel at all and the car just going. That's scary stuff. Like
that is fucking scary.
Just sitting in the like with the wheel in front of you, not holding onto it, and your car just going on the highway, like making turns and passing people and stuff. It's like, ooh. I'm sure in like 2 years that's not going to be a thing we even consider. Like, oh yeah, of course that's completely natural, but to be in that position, it's scary.
So here's what I think about self-driving cars. As somebody who works in a claims department of auto insurance, who sees accidents every single day of all kinds, everyone would need to be in a self-driving car for me to feel like totally safe. Because you can get on the interstate in a self-driving car, and you can have all the like defensive measures of a self-driving car. Be like, oh, if this happens, then I'll brake, or if this happens, then I'll swerve. That can be all good. But there are some accidents where you just cannot possibly like avoid something with technology. Like there are just going to be some crazy event that happens on some weird road, and that you might not even be able to avoid if you're driving yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like there's still things like that if you're driving, like you're just gonna get into accidents that you can't possibly avoid. It's just,
but. Well, the difference is like in one case you might be like sleeping like in your car, and the other one you're like attentive and you can actually like see a split second something's about to happen and like kind of like try to like prepare for it, as opposed to like being asleep you're just gonna get hit and be like flung around. You don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know. That stuff is super sketchy and scary to me. But if everyone's in a self-driving car, then it'd be pretty okay, I guess.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
know.
I mean, the biggest thing like self-driving is like, yeah, it going off the road or something like that. That's more than I'm worried about. It's like not necessarily. I mean, other people scare me, but that's going to happen if you drive anyways. People don't know how to drive.
That's true.
They're just terrible at it. Somehow, everyone you ever talk to is like, yeah, people don't know how to drive. But then you would think if everyone's saying that, then everyone would be good. Like, I'm a good driver. Other people don't know how to drive, but then they suck as well. But for me, it's like if you go driving now and you let go of your steering wheel, it's like it's going to start turning and you're going to go into the embankment or off into a ditch or into a tree or something. It's like just trusting that the car is going to stay in the lines or make the turn when it needs to or pass a car or something like that. It's like
it's horrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely horrifying. Have you ever done this? We used to do this when we were in high school because we were stupid and bored. But you just drive down a dark road, and we live like surrounded by trees. There's no moonlight.
You just turn off your
Georgia,
lights.
It's foggy. You just turn off your headlights and just like for like 4 seconds, you're like, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen? Oh, turn back on. We're still on the road."
I think
Worst idea. It was the worst idea you could ever do. But it was what a thrill, what a rush.
so. I'm pretty sure if we go back a couple GDQs when we were all watching Lifetime movies, like all the time in the hotel rooms, I think there's a Lifetime movie where that's actually like a plot point. They do that and they don't like, they're like, oh, keep your lights off for even longer. It'll be funny. And then they get into a wreck and then like, that's the catalyst for whatever else happens. That's, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty bad idea.
We all watched Lifetime movies. You should do it.
Yeah, we watched hella Lifetime movies. Some of them are super funny. And we'll probably do it again at SGDQ. If it's available.
You might think they're bad, but Lifetime movies actually hit that so bad that they're good. Right?
Like, it's a constant stream of it.
Because they just go so over the top with their twist, like, it just gets crazy. Like the whole setup is just drama and nothing important, but like the twist at the end is always like someone's trying to get revenge for their kid that happened 25 years ago or something like that. It's like, what the hell is happening? So good.
It's pretty fun.
That reminds me of that.
With the boys.
It's watching that clip of the car like making turns and stuff. It's like to not just grab the wheel and do the turns. I could never do that.
Yeah, there's also something to be said. It's pretty fun to drive sometimes. Just like having that control and driving the way you want. Not that I'm driving a sports car or anything, but I like to drive. I like to drive and listen to music. I like having that control. I can't drive a stick shift, but whatever.
I mean, having the ability to drive is fun, yes, but there's a lot of times when I start driving, I'm just like, oh man, I just want to be home. I don't want to sit through this traffic or deal with these other people. Like, there's no one else on the road. Like, you at that perfect time where there's like no one on the highway.
Go to Taco Bell.
You can just like drive 80 down the freeway. It's like, oh, perfect. But that's never happens.
Yeah.
It's sad. Man.
There's another thing I was going to bring up about self-driving. What was it? Everyone self-driving. Oh yeah, auto insurance. I would lose a job probably. If everyone was self-driving. I don't know what the insurance part would look like. Like if two automatic driving cars get in an accident, like who's liable?
Yeah.
That's like a weird thing. Like I mean, guess
they're still gonna have to have insurance to some degree and like a business to sort out whatever that problem may be. Like,
yeah, you need like if your car got flooded or something, you'd have that type of insurance. But yeah, liability insurance wouldn't be a thing anymore.
I mean, it still would be. I would imagine it'd have to be. But it's like, yeah, how would you figure out two automatic cars crashing into each other? Like, which one's the faulty software?
Yeah.
Or
I guess one would have had to have messed up.
Yeah, but at that point, it's like, all right,
that car merged lanes when it wasn't safe to do that.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a pretty easy thing to solve. So maybe your job just gets easier. That's it. It's like, oh,
maybe it does.
This one had a software issue. Boop.
There it is.
Yep.
Done. They didn't do their firmware update before they went to work.
Mm-hmm.
Dummy. Now somebody's dead. Easy. No problem.
Speaking of driving, I've been trying to go through the process of getting what my state's calling like real ID. Basically, it's compliant with federal standards. If I want to get on a plane or go to like a military base or something, I have to have a certain ID to allow. It's like the regular driver's license they have here doesn't have that.
Whoa.
So you have to have extra information, but the information that you have to take to present to them has to have like your address on it and be all official. So it's like bills, pay stubs and all that's like all this stuff I don't have because I work from home and I don't get mail because all my stuff's delivered electronically. Like all my bills are electronic.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a problem.
So I had to wait for a letter to come in with the official post office like stamp on it or like whatever the mark. It's like I can't use the UPS box. Well, I get a lot of stuff through UPS and not through the post office, and it's just like I don't rent. I don't have that bill. I don't have pay stubs because I get paid from Twitch, and they don't offer pay stubs. It's not like I'm an employee of Twitch.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems real dumb. Do they give you a W-2?
They do, but it's like they also have like dated stuff. Like a lot of stuff has to be pretty recent, like within the last 30 days or last 60 days. So it's like I could go back and get my stuff from UPS, but that was last year, so I can't use that. So it's like, luckily I can use like my tax returns I just got back, and then like I said, I just finally got a letter over the weekend. So it's like, now I can finally go because I was waiting for that last thing to pop up.
Jesus. Why do you need a real ID?
Starting in I think 2020, like if I just have my regular driver's license, that's not enough to get through TSA. For now it is, but once certain demands go into place, you either have to have a passport or something with the new ID they're doing.
Yeah,
has
October
it on it
1st, 2020.
Yeah, they'll let you on. So it's like I'm trying to get that just out of the way now. It was supposed to go in place like a year or two ago, I think, and then like my state's just kind of put it off, gotten like extension deadlines. It's like, well, let's go ahead and get it out of the way if I can, so I don't have to wait until 2020 and they're like, all right, you can't get on this flight because you have the wrong ID.
Well, that's happening in my state too. What the fuck? No. I don't want to run errands and do this.
Yeah, but like this past GDQ, I don't know if we mentioned this on the podcast or not, but I traveled the whole event with an expired driver's license because I just didn't know it was expired. It expired last July. And it's like,
oh yeah, I remember you told me about that.
Yeah, so I got the TSA and I was like, all right, here's my ID, here's my ticket so I can get in. Like, all right, have a good day. By the way, your driver's license expired. I was like, oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay then.
This is also the time of the government shutdown, so I guess they just didn't really care because they probably should have
They
turned me away
super
for
didn't
that.
care.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's like every time we went out, it's like if I went to a liquor store and I went to buy liquor, it's like not only am I in a different state, so like, well, is this an official driver's license? But now it's expired. On top of that, it's like they're not supposed to sell to you if it's expired, and it's like
surprisingly they didn't have a problem.
There was one lady who's like, I don't know if I can sell this to you because this is expired. I was like, yeah, I just found that out traveling here. I can't do anything until I get home. Like either I'm not buying this here or I'm buying it. And she's like, all right, you can buy it.
or my friend is going to come back and buy it for me. Yeah, that's so dumb. Because if it was valid at one point, your date of birth doesn't fucking change. So it's like, I don't know about this now. It's like, what? It was valid. Come on.
There's like, for other stuff like getting on a plane or something like this is invalid. You have to go reissue it. It's like, if you're just looking for my age, like that's not going to change. This proves my date of birth. Like, in no way is changing.
You could be a different person.
Yeah, but it's like, then you're just asking basically if this is a fake ID or not. It's like, nope, it's a real ID. It's just expired.
Well, it's not a real ID. It's a real previous ID.
But,
Gotta get the
that was
real
fun.
shit now.
I was. It sounds mean, or it sounds wrong, but I was hoping the government shutdown would continue until I got back home, so that TSA wouldn't care when I was on my return trip about my ID being expired, because I didn't want to get to the Washington D.C. airport and be like, yes, it's expired, we can't let you through. It's like, well, now I'm stuck in D.C. with an expired ID and I can't get home.
Yeah, I feel like they don't care much about expired IDs.
I feel like they should, but it was just the government shut down, so it's like, all right, I guess they probably just won't care.
You know, I'm watching this Tesla self-driving video, and I'm getting anxiety watching it.
It's nerve-wracking.
He lane changed! Ah! Those are real cars. Those are real people. He's all over the road.
Scary world.
I don't like it. But, you know, like you said, in a few years, we'll probably just be like, yeah, that's what you do, dumb.
It's one of those things in like 10 years, or like, I guess 18 years, like, in a couple of years, that might be the standard, but in like 10 years after that, it's like, people will be born knowing that's the only way they know driving to be. Like, they didn't know about non-automated driving.
There won't be an option to take the wheel.
It's like
some people.
It was probably like a month or two ago, maybe. I saw someone on Twitter. It's like another speedrunner that's kind of in my circle. He's like, all these people tweeting about where they were on 9/11, but I wasn't even born yet. I was like, God.
That's actually crazy. Like, I mean, it's not that crazy because we know, like,
people born after that are like 16, 17 now.
Yeah.
It's like,
it is crazy.
Like, such a world-changing event like 9/11. It's like, there's people that were born after that are like people I talk to on a regular basis. Like, you don't, what?
Yeah, they're like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I was born and the internet was already a thing and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I remember when I was a kid, like, we started using the internet and it was fucking mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It was a developing thing. Yeah. This is what happens when you get old, BT. Which you are.
It sucks.
What are you, 20 million years old?
Yep, you nailed it. I'm 20 million years old. Older every day. You know,
demigod.
This is something I like to do a lot. I found 2 insults that make people very angry depending on how you use it. If someone's slightly older than you, just call them an old man. And if someone's slightly younger than you, just call them a kid. Because the closer you are in age, the more upset they'll get. They're like, you're barely younger than I am, or you're barely older than I am.
Yeah,
it really upsets people. If I'm 25, turning 26 in a couple months. If I go to someone that's 24, I'm like, oh, you crazy kids. Like, it'll make them upset because like, you're barely older than me. It's
yeah, they're like, what?
Like, if you really want to start pissing people off, just throw those out there and see what happens. You'll be surprised what you get.
Yeah, back. I don't get frustrated when somebody's like old man to me, but strangely enough, when I see like some like shit kid YouTuber or something, like there's some drama between them and like some more mature, like clearly correct other YouTuber, and they're like, this guy's an old man. He's what, 31? He's an old man. He's like picking fights with me. I'm like, oh, you're such a shit kid. And they're like 23 or something.
Yeah.
Like, that actually annoys me. Yeah, it's not even directed at me. I don't know.
I hate seeing those
kids these days.
Basically, there's attacks, like a character attack of like, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. They're a kid, like just brushing them off, or this person's too old to know what's relevant.
Yeah, those two ends of the spectrum.
When they're losing the argument, it's like, oh, you're too old. Like, go do whatever old people do. It's like,
yeah, okay. You just don't understand. You can't keep up.
Yeah, you clearly lost the argument. You're just attacking their character, but that is
what's
a
that
thing
called?
In itself.
Straw man something.
Straw, yeah.
Or no, there's another ad hominem. That's what it is. I think that old thing.
Yep.
That old fallacy. You sent this link to me. I wanted to bring this up because it's something I'd be totally down with. But there's something called Keanu Con going on this weekend, where they're just showing like a bunch of Keanu Reeves movies. I can't go to it because I'm going to a bachelor's party this weekend. But
I believe this is also in Europe somewhere.
I'd find a way. I don't have my passport, but I'd find a way. Yeah, because that just sounds great.
I saw that link. I was like, oh well, we both like Keanu Reeves. I gotta link this to you. But it's just like looking at the movies they're gonna show it's kind of like a weird list.
Yeah,
because they showed John Wick, but they're not showing John Wick 2, which seems like this
the first Matrix, but not the rest of them. But both Bill and Ted movies, which is good.
They're showing Constantine, which is a weird choice.
I like Constantine.
Yeah. They're not showing Knock Knock, which we know is just his best movie.
That movie pisses me off so much.
They're not showing Point Break, which is just like classic Keanu Reeves. I don't know how you don't show that.
Point Break is so good.
But,
yeah, they're not showing his recent one, Duplicants.
Is that out?
It came out.
I remember seeing a lot of trailers for that at AGDQ, and I was like, that looks okay. It looks kind of generic, but
terrible reviews. Replicas. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that sounds like a better name.
Got real bad reviews. I didn't see it, so I don't deserve to go to KeanuCon. I should probably watch that tonight. Yeah, 10% by critics on Rotten Tomatoes, 38% by fans. It's like Knock Knock 2.
Oh boy. The classic.
Yeah, Knock Knock is so bad. That is an infuriating movie to watch. I don't know how Keanu lands these just like terrible movies.
I think he's just like, they pitch him the idea of the movie, and they don't really show him the script. Like, it's about this man that has replicas of his family or something. Like, oh, that sounds like a cool sci-fi idea, and he just jumps on board.
Yeah, which I feel like he's the type of guy who like his agent will be like, it's probably not the best move for you, and Keanu's like, man, I don't care what you think. It's the best move for me. I'm just gonna do it because fuck you.
I think Keanu, maybe this is just me because I just like his style so much. I think he's one of the few actors that could just do any role and it doesn't really hurt him. Like he could be in Replicas and it's like, that's a bad movie, but it's like, I don't care. Like
he's probably genuinely interested in like taking that character and be like, yeah, I could probably like do that and like get into that character, and he like gets super into it.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't.
It's just like a whatever movie.
Even in a bad movie, he doesn't really give bad performances. So it's like he's still an interesting guy to watch on screen, even if it's a bad movie.
He is.
You're just like, oh, poor Keanu, why are you in this movie, man?
Exactly. That's all Knock Knock is to me. I'm just like, oh god, both you and your character, I feel bad for them.
Yeah, it's never like I'm watching him like you need. It's not like I go back to like Will Smith, like, oh, you should take a break. I want Keanu Reeves to just keep making movies and just like hopefully they get better instead of 10% on Rotten Tomato. He's one of the few I think can really pull that off. I don't think I can't think of many off the top of my head that are like that. Maybe Christian Bale. But he just makes a lot of good movies. He doesn't really make. He's not in knock knock type movies.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is about Keanu, because that's something I've seen a lot of people express. Like when I was watching, there was that one recent video that was going around of Keanu Reeves doing the real training for John Wick 3 with some group that did like gun training or
all the
like
shooting range videos.
Places. Yeah, and like all the comments were like, "Oh my god, I love Keanu Reeves. He's like the most gentle, awesome soul.
He's a gentle badass."
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, he's so cool, but he's just like chill. Like nobody could hate him. What's that one animal who's chill with all the other animals? A jackal, a capybara, or whatever. There's like that one meme that went around of the capybara who's just like chilling with like an alligator and like a bunch of dogs, and it's just like, this is the one animal that's just chill with everybody. Keanu Reeves is a capybara.
There you go. Yeah, you linked me one of I think for the John Wick 3 stuff that he did, like the range videos. I watched the ones from like John Wick 2. It's like, yeah, if you go and look for him, there's like hundreds of those videos of him just at shooting ranges, just like doing time trials and getting that down. Like, it's scary.
That's so cool.
He's actually becoming an assassin. Like,
yeah, you think you like him, but he's actually the most deadly motherfucker. He's got the best cover.
And he might even hack your password if you're not careful, which is once again something I found. It's kind of amusing. I'm not sure who put this list together. The UK government's National Cyber Security Center released a result of the most hackable passwords out there. Most of them are pretty standard, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 being number 1. I guess the number beside is how many people used it in the survey, which it says 23.2 million beside it. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm assuming it's the amount of people.
A lot of people using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 1 through 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9's number 2, and then you have like QWERTY and password, and then just a bunch of 1s and password 1. A lot of standard stuff. Number 14 is the first kind of interesting one I saw. Is I love you as a password. Like, okay, I wasn't expecting that to be so high on the list. Like I can see people using that, but not 1.6 million. And then number 19 and 20 is monkey and dragon.
Monkey and dragon.
Like it's just a whole bunch of like numbers and like password or QWERTY in some regard, and then it just goes to monkey dragon.
I mean, dragons are cool. Monkeys are like pretty cool. So your password should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monkey dragon to really throw people off your scent. I remember they came out with something like this in the late 90s, and the top ones were like way dumber. It was like God, sex, Neo, and like all this like really, really dumb shit. And these aren't that much more advanced. It's just people being lazy.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I gotta make a password. Blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. QWERTY. I know that is a word. Not really. It's just the letters in an order.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know some of my family's password because like I've had to get on the computers before. I'm like, I need to get on your account to help you with whatever. So give me your password. I'm like, even they who aren't really super into tech and stuff, they have slightly better passwords than this. To some regard, it's like, even if you're lazy, like you can put in something a little bit harder.
Come up with like some like number and word combinations.
Yeah, just use like 1, 2, 3
throw in
monkey.
special characters. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 monkey question mark. Just like, you know, just come up with your own naming scheme.
Yeah. They also say like some of the bigger ones that were easy to guess were things like sports teams, Manchester United and the Cowboys.
Cowboys won. And
then names are also very popular on the list. I can definitely see that. I'm going to use the name of my pet and then a number after it because it needs a numerical side. And it's like, yeah.
Buster 69.
It's crazy how
my mom's real bad about it too.
Common some of these things are.
Yeah, my mom, anytime she gives me her password, I'm like, you should change this because it's real dumb and real simple. And she's like, well, no, I'm the only one who uses a computer. So I'm like, well, I can tell those trends are probably translating to other online services you're using. So
yeah, that's the main problem is when it's not like, I just need to log into my computer. It's like, all right, I need to sign into my bank. It's like and stuff like that. Like, or my PayPal. I gotta
make a password block.
It's like they're more than likely either going to use that same password or like a derivative of that password, depending on whatever combo. There should just be an industry standard for what passwords should have in them.
A lot of a lot of sites do that. They're like, hey, you need 1 capital, 1 lowercase, 1 number, and 1 special character.
But it should be the same across everything. Like there should be some standard that's put in place. Like, all right, you need three numbers, you need 2 words or something like that, and a capital.
Yeah, just mine are pretty.
I'm tired of going to log into something and forgetting if I need to put a capital letter at the beginning because some do and some don't, and then it's like,
yeah, I just started doing that for every website. I'm like, okay, I put this capital for this thing here, and then I always have a special character here. I just treat every website because some of them require real weird things too.
At this point, if I haven't logged into a thing in several months or like a year and I need to get into it, I just reset my password. I don't even bother trying to log in. I'm just like, I'm not going to take a guess. I'm just going to reset my password and change it to something.
Yeah, it's usually faster.
Because I had to log into my audio interfaces software, and I was like, I don't know what my fucking password is for this, man. Yeah, just reset it.
Literally do it once a year.
Yeah, it's like NVIDIA. It's like the login update my drivers, I have to log into my account instead of just downloading them. So it's like, I don't remember the video password.
That's the best password. Not even you know it.
Yeah.
Somebody interrogated you, you couldn't even answer it.
I do that a lot with my security questions as well. I'm not going to say the answers to them, but it's like I will choose security questions that I know I can make a joke off of and not actually answer. That like a joke only I would get. So it's like, what was your first pet's name or something? Like I want to put my actual first pet's name. I would choose that question and then like a joke that only I remember. It's like, that's the answer I put in. So it's like, even if I told you my first pet's name, it's like, if you find that as a secure question, you put that in, it's not going to work because it's like, that's not it. Yeah. Self-tricking myself.
Of BloodThunder.
Because my Yahoo email, the password stopped working and I can't reset the password because it would just go to that email. But it lets me go in security questions and then put in my answers and it'll take me in. It doesn't ask me to reset the password at all. It's like answered 2 security questions and you can access your email. I'm like, okay, let me put these in every time.
I found an image of a capybara on a laptop and it made me think about passwords. I've just been looking at images of capybaras this whole time.
I mean, it's not a bad way to go.
They're pretty cute.
I'd say they're like koalas, but without the chlamydia.
What? Koalas have chlamydia? What?
Koalas are known to be active carriers of chlamydia. It's a fun fact for you kids.
More like
so never go to hug a koala or you may end up with chlamydia. Capybara 123. That's a new password going right into my Twitch account.
That's the Blood Beers password.
Yep.
Oh, the Boyk's just trying to log in, but he typed in our chat. Everyone go log in to Boyk.
I remember playing online games. I'm sure it's still a thing, but people saying it won't let you type your password and they'll put like asterisks afterwards so that people attempt to type in their password to see if it lets them in. And it's like, oh, now I have your password because you just typed it like an idiot. Like back when I used to play RuneScape in like 2005. Like that was a common thing to see. Like, okay.
Dude. Some people playing WoW on Twitch have like fucked up because or not on Twitch, but like a while ago, there was some streamer, I forget why he was logging in on the WoW like login screen, but there's like email and then password, and then just like type in the password on the email part, and he's like, oh, and it was just like immediately somebody already logged in.
I remember.
Be careful with that.
I remember with GTA 5 when that launched on PC, there's someone who was trying to redeem their Steam key on stream, showing it, and then as they went to redeem it, they found out someone that was watching had already redeemed it because they were faster.
I'll be gone. Yeah, that definitely happens.
I'm going to use this segue. We weren't sure if we're going to talk about it, but it seems appropriate. Be careful what you show on your stream.
Yeah.
Streaming there should be a streaming 101 that teaches you do not use monitor capture because nothing but bad can happen from monitor capture. It is never a good idea, whether you're trying to hide something or whatever. It's like there's something on your PC you don't want someone to see, even if like your bank account or you trying to log in to your WoW account. It's like, just don't show window. Don't use monitor capture. It is a terrible, terrible idea. And at some point it will bite you in the ass. Much like Caleb Hart, who recently got banned for using the N-word in a private Discord message that he showed on stream.
Just throwing it around. Hey, also don't throw that word around. That's another way to avoid heat.
I'm not saying he should have hidden it. I mean, he should have. Just as a streamer, you should hide your stuff. But if you're going to be dumb enough to do it, don't be dumb enough to get caught doing it, essentially.
I don't display capture because my wallpapers are scantily clad women. I'll just go ahead and say
get away with that.
I think I actually accidentally showed it one time, but it was one of the less offensive pictures. I was like, okay, good. But yeah. And there was another person, the person who he was chatting with has gotten some kickback or backfire, whatever, too, through inaction, because Caleb Hart sent that message and the person replied like something real quick. Like I'm live right now. Or who was it? It was Carcinogen, yeah. But Carcinogen was like, "Yo, I was live. Like, calm down." That was his defense. He was like, "Everyone chill." Yeah, it's not a good thing. And
Yeah.
Kilopart's apology was like, "Yo, what's up, everyone? All I know is I'm banned. I don't know how long. Those of you know why, but everyone just keep being, good vibes. All right, I'll see you guys later." Like there was just no addressing the actual thing that happened. Like maybe you should have addressed it. Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. It reminds me of when Trihex got banned for using his slur on stream. And then basically came back and did like a donation stream saying that he's changed and like, hey, I'm this great guy now, donate to me. I was kind of expecting Caleb Hart to kind of go the same way. Like, hey, I'm reformed. I'm not going to use that word anymore. Here's this cool stream. You can donate to me now. I'm sure he's unbanned at this point. I'm sure it wasn't that long of a ban.
Yeah. He wasn't even like, I learned something. He was just like, I'm banned. I don't know how long. All right. Good vibes from the core. I'll see you guys later. It's like, what? All right. Oh, you're... Can at least say like, hey, yeah, I probably shouldn't use that language no matter what. It's like there's no kind of good way to do it. Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, the best thing to do in that case is just apologize and then go away for a bit.
Yeah.
Like that's
he's
PR.
Still
just
banned.
Apologize and then go away, and then come back later when everyone forgets. But he's also someone who was kind of defending Goose when his whole scandal of GDQs came out. So it's not.
Which scandal? The most recent one?
Yeah, the one with the Discord messages and stuff being said.
He was defending Goose?
To some degree, yes.
Yes.
I don't think it was necessarily on his points. I have to go back and read everything, but it was just kind of like it was blown out of proportion, and like GDQ shouldn't care about it. I think was kind of his point. Like just don't worry about what was said. Just focus on what he does in terms of like speedrunning and stuff. I think, like I said, I have to go back for specifics, but I think that was the gist of it. So I'm not too surprised. I don't have anything against Caleb. I don't know the guy. I've never talked to him. I've never met him. But from what I can see, like, it's a little crazy to ban someone for just that when there's so many other people who don't get banned for other things. I'm not saying like the ban was justified or whatever, or it wasn't justified. But just watching that clip, what he does, it's like, okay, he knows it's something wrong, clearly, because he immediately closes Discord. He acts like he just got caught with his pants down.
Yeah, he immediately closes it and he looks at his chat. He's like,
I was trying to find a longer clip for that to see like what he says after that, because it's like when you act that guilty right away, like you know it's wrong and you probably deserve something from it. So I'm not too surprised.
I met him one time at my first AGDQ 2014. I actually watched his stream at the time, and I was like, I saw him in the parking lot when I was walking in. It was like my first ever interaction at a GDQ. He didn't know who I was because I was just some SDA forum poster. I was like, yo, Caleb, I like your streams. It's something like, yeah, I really enjoy your Mega Man X streams. I've been run Mega Man X because that was like one of my early speed games. And he just kind of looked at me like, oh, cool, man. Yeah, I'll see you. Just like totally like, all right, well, he doesn't care. That's cool.
Yeah, all I can say I really know about his personality and how he acts is just all the clips I've ever seen of him, of like raging and throwing controllers and smashing chairs and stuff. It's like when this was it was posted in the r/speedrun. I kind of went there just to see what drama was popping up with it. We were like, oh, he seems like such a chill, nice guy. I'm like, what? Have you ever watched Caleb? Like, he rages constantly, doesn't he? Like, isn't that his thing? Like, anytime he makes a mistake, he just gets super upset and goes ballistic. I mean, maybe he's changed over years. Like I said, I don't know him personally. Maybe he's different in person, but
well, he could have handled this whole situation better. That's for sure. He didn't handle it at all, really.
No.
They still banned. Whatever. Whatever.
Not even like the actual argument of like whether he should be banned for that or not. It's like if he's dumb enough to show that on stream, he deserves a ban.
Yeah, if you're a professional streamer and you're using display capture showing Discord, it's like, hey, like I'm not doing anything nefarious in my private messages, but I don't want people to see like my conversations with just friends.
But like, as someone who streams pretty professionally, I make a living off of it. It's like something. It hurts me to see bigger streamers that still don't quite understand what you should and shouldn't do on stream. It's like giving your audience a platform to potentially post content on your stream is a huge red flag. So if like you display cap Discord, it's like if someone sends you a dick pic or a gory pic or something or child pornography, it's like, yeah, that's showing up on your stream. That's now your fault. You're gonna get banned. Or if you show your Twitter on stream, same thing. That's happened to people before. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go check my notifications on Twitter.
Stuff like, on Twitter, and then big dick shows up 420. And it's like, oh, okay. What did you fucking expect to be on your stream, dumbass?
It's like
you're just looking through pictures of people who know you're streaming.
It's like you stream for a living. It's like you get thousands of viewers or whatever. And it's like you still don't understand the concept of just like show your stream what you want to show them. Don't open yourself up to something like that. It just hurts me to see. Like, regardless of the ban or what he did, it's like you should know better.
Also, don't show yourself being a racist.
But if you want to learn how to be a streamer,
a racist thing,
there's a new startup called Pipeline.gg that is offering to teach you everything you need to know and coach you on how to be a streamer for as little as $29 a month.
Oh, that only?
Only that.
What?
Or you can get a package deal for $295 for the whole year, which comes with one-on-one coaching. 30 minutes, though.
No way.
And they will teach you how to turn your hobby into a living.
I've been looking for just taking my streaming to the next level, and I just don't know how. But I have all this money. What can I do with pipeline.gg? Wow.
Yeah, I saw this pop up in my Twitter feed yesterday, like right as I went live. It was Streamlabs even retweeted, which was very strange to me because I was like, what? This is a collaboration of an ex-League of Legends pro, I believe, Snoopy, and a YouTube creator, Stone Mountain 64, who apparently now streams on Facebook, of all things.
Okay.
They're putting this together to kind of, I guess, offer something to people for $30 a month.
They're going to teach you how to stream on Facebook. Really hit those markets.
To me, it seems really scummy because they are pretty much targeting like low-level affiliates who can't really make it. They're like, hey, if you pay us $30 a month, we'll bring you up. When in fact, any information an affiliate needs or someone at that level, it's like that's readily available. Those tools are there. You may not know how to find them necessarily, but all that stuff's out there. People do that. If you ask the right questions to the right people, if you go on YouTube, that tip's out there. Whether you, like I said, if you pay attention to it, if you actually listen to that message instead of just like, oh, I need to network with people? Okay, let me go figure out how to network with people. If you actually like dig into it and understand those steps, it's like there's thousands of people out there, thousands of creators putting that information together, like offering it for free, not for $30 a month.
People who are really driven, they can self-teach themselves really easily with something like this. It's just weird. They say, we have a playbook for you to follow. We distilled our knowledge from making content over the years and building streaming platforms into a roadmap that you can use. There's no roadmap, I'm sorry to say, for like getting big on YouTube or Twitch. It's just like, you gotta work hard and network, and it takes a little bit of luck, but you just gotta like be persistent and have a good product. Like, there's so much that goes into it. I wonder if they're going to have actual individual coaching, or if you're just paying to get access to like videos.
They kind of talk about it. If you just get the base package where you pay monthly, They're gonna have like group mentorships, basically like a class, like an online class. Like this person will stream to the 25 people in the group or whatever, and like kind of talk about some stuff or take Q&A. I'm assuming, but if you get the annual pass, you get a 30-minute coaching session where it's like you and one of the two people. But their site to me is super misleading, and I've been trying to find more information about it because some of the stuff on here is like at the very top. If you go to their site pipeline.gg, it has a list of like news outlets like Forbes and Kotaku. It's like you can't click on it, so it doesn't like they don't say if they're partnering with them, if they've been covered by them, what.
Yeah, these are sites.
Yeah, it's like here's some company names that you're familiar with. We're not going to tell you what they mean being here. Like
it looks like they should have quotes and like ratings under it, but they're not there.
Or links to articles or something. It's like there's
we
nothing.
want to make our website look like a real website. Some things websites do is they have like affiliates. So we're just going to throw some news sites there.
If you scroll down further, it says proudly partnered with like NZXT, Streamlabs, Elgato Gaming, and Corsair. It's like, okay, that makes sense. They're partnered with them, so they're going to get some resources, giveaways or products or some degree of that. So that makes sense. But the top, it's like, these are just news outlets. Why are you listing these? And then they also like, we have 3.5 million followers. Well, that's the two creators. That's a YouTuber who has like 2 million of those. And then the ex League of Legends, like, those two people individually have that, but like your company itself doesn't. Like their Twitter has maybe 700 followers or something like that. It's like, we have 600 million views. It's like, yeah, but you just got those. It's like you didn't set out to get.
Yeah, it's like when people say, "Oh, combined, our team has over 200 years of experience in something." It's like, oh, it's because you have like fucking like 20 people, and of course you're gonna have a lot of years of experience. You know what this is exactly, well, I'm not going to say it's exactly because I don't know everything, but this reminds me of in real life, you have these kind of business meetups where you have a few people at the top who have these meetings for new business owners where they have everyone come in. They have to pay a certain amount to be a part of the group, like group mentorship. And they're like, this is Tom. Tom started from nothing. He started his own business in his basement, and now he makes $1 million a year, and he didn't do that much. Come on over and pay this much. And it's like a bunch of people who are like super all about it. Like we're all starting our own business. They all come and they sit and they eat. They listen to like 3 or 4 guys talk about their business and how it was so easy to just start a business. Now they make $1 million a year. They don't even work anymore. And they just talk to all these people who just buy into it over and over. I have family who goes to these things, and I try to explain to them like, look, you're not getting anything paying these groups monthly for like information you could just Google. That seems like exactly what this is, but for Twitch and YouTube, I guess. And it's kind of gross. I'm not a big fan. It's cool that they give you tips and maybe some personalized stuff, possibly.
I mean, there is something to like having someone to talk to, like someone like a more veteran streamer. Like if you're just getting into like streaming, like, oh, going through the OBS settings, like you can Google that. It's like a lot of those setups don't really tell you exactly what each like little thing means, and maybe you can tweak stuff. It's like asking those sort of questions, but it's like ultimately, it's like it's not worth paying $30 a month to do that. It's like, if someone came and asked me like, hey, what are your OBS settings? I'd be like, this is what I use and this is the reason why I do it. Or if like, how should I go network? It's like, there's people I go and watch on YouTube, like that have hour-long videos of just free sessions where they have taken questions from people. It's like, and talked about how they've done it. It's like, there's a million podcasts out there of YouTubers or Twitch streamers that are just like, all right, I'm going to interview you on how you kind of came up. And it's like, if you listen to those, every story is different. There are overlaps of like, well, I sort of did this to get into it. And you can kind of see those patterns, but it's like, there's no playbook that you can follow page for page that's going to tell you how to turn your stream into a viable career.
Especially in just like kind of a viral age where it's just like, hey, you can work hard all you want, but if you don't network right and just strike the right like I don't know, crowd or viewer base, and maybe get a little bit lucky along the way. It's like there's so many things that go into being successful, not just in streaming, but like music or
we talked about how it's pretty close to the music industry last week, like streaming on Twitch. It's very close metaphorically. It's like, is there a playbook out there for becoming a huge rock band?
Yeah, or the next big SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, you can't sell people the roadmap, because if everyone knew how to do it, they'd be multi-millionaires. They wouldn't be trying to sell roadmaps and playbooks to people. And that's what it all comes down to. It's like, why are you here not being super successful? Well, I guess they are successful to some extent, and that's what they use. But
yeah, it's weird because the two people that created Stone Mountain and Snoopy, they didn't get big from live streaming. They're live streamers now, but they got big from YouTube and from playing League of Legends. Like they already had a fan base, and then they just took it into live streaming. I guess maybe that's their playbook. Hey guys, go do something else, and once you get a bigger audience,
do something really good, and then stream,
and transfer over.
Be T-Pain, and then start streaming. Then you'll have a pretty popular stream. That's a roadmap for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah,
pay me $5 a month, and I'll tell you, like, go to your job and just make more money, and then become famous. And then once you're famous, become a Twitch streamer, and there you go. You're now a famous Twitch streamer.
What's funny is a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers specifically. I know less about streaming, but I know a lot. I've watched a lot of YouTubers over time. A lot of them are just like, honestly, my channel just like blew up, and I just kept making videos. Like, I just made the right video at the right time, and then I kept going with that momentum. That's generally how it works, and you can kind of create that luck by working hard and trying new things all the time. That's probably like the best way of figuring it out. Is figuring out what you like to do until like something sparks, and then just trying to ride that momentum.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie this up with something I kind of wanted to talk about weeks ago and I forgot, but this growing problem called Royale streamers. It sounds like it'd be a battle royale thing, but it's not. It's kind of the new follow for follow in the Twitch age. All relating to it. Essentially boils down to lurk for lurk. Like, you join a Discord, and you then get points for watching other people within the Discord, right? So I'll join this Discord, and it's like, oh, these people in here are streaming, so I will now go lurk in all their channels, because I'm not going to watch 10 people at once. It's just not humanly possible to listen to all of that. And I'm going to get points for sitting in the chat for so long. And then when I go live, based on how many points I have, it puts me up higher on the leaderboard, so people will want to click on my channel so they can get points by lurking and boost my numbers. And it's like, follow for follow is just a terrible idea and never works.
Might as well view bot.
This is essentially view botting without the bots. You're getting real people to basically view bot you, and it's like
fake networking kind of. Pseudo networking. I don't know.
I get that a lot of people want to be a rock star, and they just picked up playing guitar, and they think they can just be the next rock star and get there without work.
I bought a guitar,
but it's just like,
bought this nice new acoustic guitar yesterday, and I'm gonna be a rock star.
You gotta put in the time. You can't just magically find a playbook that costs $30 or join a Discord that lets you lurk. There's also the things like the Boyks brought up, where it's rating you if you host other people. Like, if you host so many people and you get points, then it'll host you when you're live and stuff like that based on points. And it's like, people are looking for the shortcuts that just don't exist, and it may boost your numbers, but ultimately you're gonna end up with just heartbreak. And you're going to be in a worse position to go forward than when you started. Like, if you follow for follow 1,000 people, but then none of those people show up, you're going to be like, well, now I have a channel with 1,000 followers, but no one in chat. And it just looks that much worse, because people come in like, You know what? He has 10,000 followers, but 2 people in chat. What is happening? And it's like it's gonna be hard to grow. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Is he botting or something?
Yeah, it's strange.
You have to build a foundation and then expand upon that instead of just trying to put it all together.
Yeah, and it applies to everything. It applies to anything you put time into: fitness, music, streaming, content creation, whatever hobby. It's like you can spend money on some guide or tutorial or plan program, but really just do it and see if you like it. And if you do like it, you're gonna want to find that information. The internet is amazing. You don't need to pay for anything other than hardware or sometimes software.
Yeah, even then you can usually find free alternatives to stuff if you really need it. There's a lot of stuff out there, but I've gotten to the point where I'm frustrated with some people at that level of like trying to expand their Twitch horizons and network and stuff. It's like they either come to me for help or I've like offered help to them. Like, hey, if you want some advice, feel free to ask me. You know, I'm here all the time. And it's like they then go off and do something like this, or they see something that's flashing. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go do that. It's like if you just take this advice I'd give you, it's like it's not gonna be as immediate turnaround as you want, but it's like it will put you on the right path, and they just don't necessarily want to take it. And it's like it hurts so much.
They take the microwaved or the fast food rather than the oven baked meal.
Yeah, and it's like I'm trying to pass along my knowledge. You know, I made a Twitch team to help out some streamers grow, and like a Discord where I'm like, here's a channel if you want feedback. Hey, put your alerts or layouts or emotes or whatever, and like we'll all tell you what we think about it and be honest. And like, here's some resources we found and stuff like that. And it's just like trying to extend the ladder down. It's like I climbed up. Here's a ladder down so you guys can climb up. And they're like, oh, but over here are some stairs I can walk up instead. It's like, God damn it. I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. And it's like, it's frustrating.
Sorry, I know. Yeah, no, that's great. Sorry, I was just reading some of the things on the Pipeline website, and they have a list of things. Have you ever experienced any of these? And it says some real weird stuff like, have you ever experienced you're not supported by friends or family because they just don't understand? You don't have enough time to learn how to stream as well as actually do it. It's like, what if you don't have time to stream, then why are you paying for this? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
where to prioritize for your stream.
Those are the kinds of things I was like, it's very aiming at like low level affiliates that are trying to get off the ground, and like they don't really know how to network. They haven't made friends on Twitch to really connect with, and they're just like looking for anybody. And it's like their friends and family, and like a lot of those people just don't understand. So like, have you ever not been supported before? We can help you with that.
Yeah,
for $30 a month. It's like, that's not going to do it for you. It's like,
are you somebody who's loved games and always loved games, but not sure what to do with it? Yeah, like the population. Hello? Yeah. Skeevy. Get out of here.
I'm really, I don't want to pay the $30, but I'd be really curious to join their Discord and see what it's like in there. Because I can't imagine it being anything worthwhile. But I'd like to see like the channels they offer, like what resources they're actually giving out to people. Because if you're a partner on Twitch or a partner in Discord or Streamlabs or whatever, they offer like partner only Discords, and they're pretty awful to like search through, like for people doing collaborations or whatever. If I go in the Discord partner channel and like look at collaboration stuff, it's a nightmare. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? And these are people who have effectively made it on Twitch for a lot of people. It's like they're a partner, they make money off of it, and they're still asking these type of questions and thinking these certain ways about Twitch. And it's like, I can only imagine people signing up for this, like what it'd be like in there. But I don't want to pay the $30.
You gotta test it.
If somebody sends me $20, I'll sign up. I'm not paying out of pocket for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Boix mentioned, it's like partner isn't even like a goal now. It used to be the goal. Like you start on Twitch, you have nothing until you got partner, and then you made it. But I think a lot of people still see it as that way. It's like if you make partner, you've effectively made it. It's like there's a lot of assumptions about being a Twitch partner. Like you automatically get front page schedules that you can sign up for, and you get this awesome network of Twitch help that just doesn't exist, and stuff like that. It's like not only do you have to be a Twitch partner, but you have to be a pretty big Twitch partner for those things that you're thinking happen. That even if you make partner, you're still not going to see that stuff happen. Like to get on a front page, you have to have 150 subs that only like 25% can be gifted over a certain amount of months. You have to have like a certain amount of followers and be a certain size and stuff. It's like, even then you're probably going to get like a 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. time slot, which is not when you stream, so it's not really going to matter. It's just, it's a stepping stone that a lot of people see as like the end game. It's like
Avengers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It all comes full circle. Yeah, I can't wait to see reviews of Pipeline pop up on the internet. Oh, I'm gonna do a YouTube video on this.
There you go.
I'm gonna pay the $30 and I'm gonna make $1 million back on my video. That's how you do content right there.
You just got clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
But we're kind of going on a little bit long tonight. We started ranting about Twitch again, which we did last week. So yeah, I think we'll definitely look into maybe having on someone who's in that mindset of like, oh, maybe this is an option for me if I want to pay $29 a month or whatever, to come on and be like, what questions do you really have? Like, what could Twitch or big partners or medium-sized partners or whatever, what kind of advice that isn't out there would you like to see? Because if you're looking for it, you can find a lot of advice. But yeah, we'll look into it, see what we can do. And that will be, well, do you have any plans? Let's go over what we're doing before we finally wrap up. Any weekend plans other than Avengers and Bachelor Party?
Gonna try to watch Avengers. And yeah, I'm spending all weekend in Florida for a Bachelor extravaganza full of debauchery. So that is what's going on. Maybe try to play some Metal Gear Solid. I was going to play Metal Gear Solid 4 on Sunday, but I can't find my goddamn HDMI splitter, which is a problem because it's a PS3 only game. So maybe I'll try to stream it before the weekend. So possibly Metal Gear Solid, Avengers, Bachelor Party. And I just bought this acoustic guitar. I haven't had a nice new acoustic guitar since I was in high school. So I have been just chilling back on my chair back there, just playing. Nice. Having a good time. Some chords.
Gotta be the next big rock star.
I'm gonna be the next Johnny Saintmillion cash. $1,000,000 cashes. What about you? What are you doing this weekend?
As I mentioned earlier on, 48-hour stream this weekend for anybody that wants to stop by for that. I'll be on my channel all weekend. It should be fun. I've done one before, so I know what I'm getting into, but it's still just like I said. I'm probably gonna have to wake up earlier in the day for that, so I can go watch Avengers before. So I may stream for 48, but I may be awake for much longer.
Oh my god, you're a mad lad.
Then just to touch on like next week's show and podcast for at least the month of May, they will still happen. So my goal for anyone that doesn't know, from this weekend until the end of May 31st, I'm trying to beat as many video games as possible for St. Jude Play Live, raising money for that. But I'm still going to take the time for the podcast and some other family stuff because my mom's birthday is in May. So I'm still going to take time off to do certain things I need to. So the podcast will still come out Tuesday nights and then be uploaded Wednesday and all that good stuff. I have no fear. But
good.
I may just be a little behind on my news. I can talk about that stuff, what games I've beaten and all that good stuff during the week. But yeah, that's my next month. Okay. That's what I'm gonna be busy with. This is
so busy
playing as many video games as humanly possible for a month. My goal is 200.
Interesting.
I don't even have 200 on my list. I have 188. I've gotten to the point where it's like I'm struggling to find games.
And they're all games you've never played before, or it's including games you can speedrun?
So the 48-hour stream is pretty much all the games I've speedrun before, so I'm knocking out like 50 games like in the first week. It's like people are like 200 games, that's like a game every 3 hours for a month straight. It's like, well, I'm knocking out 50 within 3 days. So it's like 150 over a month or whatever. But it's like some of them I've played as a kid. I'll have Super Mario 64, and like I know my way around that game. I don't speed run it, but I can get through it probably within an hour, given my knowledge of it. But there's a lot of games that are like puzzle games that came out last year that I've never played. They'll take 3 hours and stuff. But yeah, I put out a huge list of all the incentives I'm planning on doing for reaching certain milestones in all of my games. If anyone wants to check it out, it's on my website. Just go to bloodthunder.tv/ just go to the homepage and click on the charity button. It'll take you there. It is
nice.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting time. But that's going to wrap it up for episode 29 of Blood, Saint, and Beers. Thank you guys for watching. Find us on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, YouTube, or just go to bloodsaintandbeers.com and you can find all your news there. Or check us out on Twitter, all that good stuff. But we will see you next week for episode 30. Maybe we'll have on some affiliate. We'll ask them what they need to know. But,
yeah.
You guys take care. See you then. Bye.
Peace, y'all.